solution, then of course that should be done. Everybody's praying for that. But I don't think that that is possible with Vladimir Putin. My impression is that that's not really likely to be achieved. You know, Yevgeny Prigozhin thought he had a deal with Vladimir Putin, and that didn't work very well for him, right? So I'm skeptical, but of course we've got to hope that it works. The most important thing for the world is to prove that our values work, democracy, liberty, the defense of freedom, are valuable and that we stick up for them. And that means supporting Ukraine right the way through, as Andrei Yermak says, until the last Russian soldier has left sovereign Ukrainian territory. That's what I think our job is. And that's certainly going to be the position of the UK if I have anything to do with it. And I think that will be the position as a cross-party consensus in the UK. But, you know, the long-term question really is around NATO and about security guarantees. We have to be absolutely clear with ourselves that the NATO issue was integrally bound up with the problem of Putin's aggression. And if we hadn't been so chronically ambiguous, if we hadn't tried to suck and blow at once, I'm speaking about the West, I'm speaking about the NATO, it's very difficult to do, you try. But that's what we were doing. We were speaking out of both sides of our mouth when it came to Ukraine and NATO membership. That was the disaster. What is needed now is to show that we're willing to have Ukraine in NATO as fast as possible. As fast as possible. And what works is NATO. No one has attacked a NATO country for 80 years, right? As far as I can remember. Correct me if I'm wrong, Francis.
The United States in 9/11 maybe the exception.
Okay, all right, correct. And we came, and they invoked Article 5, and we came to their defence, right? And that is a very, very powerful guarantee. That is a massive psychological support for a country, and a massive deterrent to anybody who would seek to attack that country. NATO works. It's proved that it works. And we've exhausted all the alternatives. Putin has comprehensively demolished the argument against Ukrainian membership of NATO. The argument was that if you had Ukraine precipitately in NATO, then you might provoke Putin. Right, that argument doesn't look very good these days. Okay? Look what he did without Ukraine being in NATO. We've tried that. We tried not having Ukraine in NATO. It's led to the worst war in Europe for 80 years, hundreds of thousands of people dead. It's a disaster. The only answer is to get Ukraine in NATO as possible, and that is the long-term solution. And okay, it's going to be a tough thing for some people in Russia to swallow and to accept, but it has the great virtue of clarity, as it says in the Bible: faith, hope, and clarity. Right. I'm paraphrasing. The greatest of these is clarity, and people will know where the boundaries of NATO are, and I think that is the solution that we all need to be working for together. That's the institution that works. Let's go for that.